We all make mistakes. We all hurt each other from time to time. Why do we hurt the ones that we love the most? Years ago, I read a book called The Knight in Rusty Armor by Robert Fisher. And I really enjoyed this little parable that talked about a man, a knight, who donned his armor and he sallied forth to slay the dragons, And he got so fond of this armor that he started to wear it all of the time. And he would even wear it when he went home. Think about that for a minute. He's got a wife, he's got kids. How's it going to feel to get a hug from someone who's in a full suit of armor? Yeah. How's it going to feel to him? Not going to feel much at all, is he? Anyway, in the story, he left the armor on so long that his wife started to really be annoyed by this. He's wearing it to bed. So she told him, look, you got to lose the armor or else I'm out of here. I'm taking the kids, I'm gone. But by then, this armor had become a little rusty and he wasn't even able to remove it. And then the book goes into a whole parable about how he gets rid of the armor. But that got me thinking about this question. Why is it that we hurt the people we love the most? And it comes down to vulnerability. Brené Brown, who is a brilliant researcher and social scientist, gave a TED talk about vulnerability, and it just exploded. She got a lot of exposure for that. And then in her book, Daring Greatly, she points out one of the same things about vulnerability. How it's vulnerability that we all really want and crave from others, but it's also the very thing that we are the most hesitant to offer or give. Because vulnerability has to do with in danger of being hurt. I keep this little guy on my desk who is clothed in a full suit of armor. Why does he wear it? Well, like our friend in the story, he wants to protect himself from swords and spears and dragon breath, right? And armor is really good at protecting us from those things that feel dangerous. But armor doesn't distinguish between something that is dangerous and something that is loving. It shuts out all of it. Go back to the hug example. Okay, if I hit him with the sword, he's not going to feel it too much. If I give him a hug, he's not going to feel it either. So the armor doesn't distinguish. It just holds out everything. And that's the problem that we run into because we feel so vulnerable, we put on the armor. But it's the armor that keeps us away from those very things that we seek to experience in a relationship. The hug is only one example. What about a cool breeze? How's that going to feel in a full suit of armor? What if you want to take a swim? Oh, now we got a problem in full suit of plate mail, right? It's not going to work out very well for us. We have to shed the armor. But that makes us feel vulnerable. Now, what I've noticed in a relationship is that when we get hurt, and we will get hurt, won't we? Yeah, because when you shed the armor, you're going to get hurt at some point. What's our natural reaction to being hurt? We want to retaliate, and we act out in a hurtful way. I had an opportunity to collaborate on this book, The Love Choice, which you can link to down in the description. It's actually a compilation of essays about love from professional speakers with whom I'm associated in the Mountain West chapter of the National Speakers Association. And in my chapter of that book, I talked about the difference between a hate choice and a love choice. And I picked the word hate because people hate the word hate. And you would never choose that on purpose, right? But if it's not a loving choice, what is it? That's why I set it up that way. And I don't think there's a neutral option. I don't think we can be completely neutral. I think that our interactions with someone else is going to be either on the love side or on the hate side, either a little or a lot. When we get hurt, which we will, I guarantee you, if you choose to love someone, to be that vulnerable, you will experience some pain. It's going to happen. And this isn't a bad thing. It's just part of what it's like to be a human. When you get hurt, that's the key point where you have to choose either love or hate. What would that look like? Well, I've come up with 3 steps, and this is in the book, so you can review it there. 3 steps for choosing hate. How is it done? Number 1, you assume the worst about that person. And notice that when you live with someone, when you're in a close, tight, intimate, loving relationship with someone, you know them very well, and you know their weaknesses. That's what we're going to exploit, okay? To choose hate. So you assume the worst about that person. Step number 2, you practice pride. That destructive pride that has us knowing that we're right, and you know you're right, don't you? Yeah, you do. So you practice that pride where you dig in your heels and you insist on being right. And then step 3 is you use that creative mind of yours to find ways to hurt and to maim and to disfigure and to punish that person in some way. So this is the hate choice. And it always works if you follow those 3 steps. And why did I share those 3 steps with you? Because there's an option to choose love as well. So let's look at the opposite steps for choosing love. Step 1, you assume the best. Since you don't know, think about it. You don't know what someone's intentions are. Even if they tell you, you still don't know. All you know is what they told you. Assume the best. That they have righteous and helpful and loving intent. Step 2, practice humility. This is actually part of being vulnerable because you get to say, you know what? I don't know if I'm right. And in fact, that's not the most important question to me. I would rather be open than being right. When you take that position, you're choosing love. That is on the love side. Step number 3, you use that creative mind of yours to find ways to build and lift and enrich and bless the lives of other people. So what should you do if someone hurts you? Choose love. Oh, hate is an option. Consider it. Yeah. And by consider it, I don't mean choose it. Think about it. What happens if you choose hate? You're making it worse. You make it more likely that somebody else is going to choose that as well. And it's natural to think that you want to choose hate when you get hurt. Be careful with that. What happens when you choose love? You just made things better. And it requires some vulnerability to do that. To be in a relationship, we've got to shed the armor. We've got to take off the armor and open up that vulnerability and then choose love no matter what. So do you feel like you can maybe shed some of the armor? Remember to check out that Love Choice book. There's a link in the description below.